I think people like Johnny Somali have kicked off what amounts to a plague of streamers on the East. And I know, Dan, you're a big fan of the East.
I also
it's an innocent
fan of the East.
Innocent part of the world, isn't it? You know, the South Koreans, the Japanese, good cultural output these days, this sort of bastion
Historically,
of
I don't know how innocent the Japanese have been.
I'm not talking historically.
Oh, okay, all right.
Even the Chinese are being plagued by these sorts of people. And, you know, Johnny Somali got banned and arrested in South Korea. The Japanese obviously hate him because he was going around being disrespectful. And another one of these annoying streamers, the box isn't working.
My box isn't working as well. Oh, wait, no, now it's working too well. Okay, there we go.
Tighten up these boxes.
There we go, the box is working again now. So, also there's another streamer, Vitaly, who's a Russian guy, I think, who was arrested in the Philippines after being a nuisance, basically. And people are just going over to Asian countries and being a nuisance.
Was Vitaly one of the ones who was trying to go across all of Japan via public transport without paying for it?
I don't know.
Because I remember there was a European streamer who had been going around doing that, and again, just very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I don't pay much attention to these people except when they do awful things. But a new person has been doing the rounds, but this time they've not necessarily been annoying people. What they've been doing is they've been seemingly invited by the Chinese government. I don't know. Or at least they've been embraced by the Chinese government, and they've been doing the media rounds, and you may notice. This gentleman here has been showing up quite a lot. I'm not going to play this, but yeah, he's been going around China and with a police escort and security guards and Chinese state approval, and having a very curated and
so Chinese police are following him around?
Not for that reason.
Right. It's not because they're just looking to get a jump on crime.
I think it's
because
an escort, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because he's got like 30 million or so subscribers on YouTube.
Right.
I'd never actually heard of him until I saw these.
So he's doing a propaganda piece.
It seems like it, yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's made some guest appearances on WWE recently where, thankfully, he understands the crowds hate him, so he just gets beaten up.
Absolutely. Rightly so. So, you know, he's doing things like... by the way, just to be clear, I'm showing you this because it annoys me. Like, the whole reason for people going out and they do these exaggerated expressions was like, oh, I can't believe this thing is happening that I have deliberately come all this way to see. Oh, wow, I didn't expect this thing that I knew what I was getting in for would be like this. And there's all these really poorly acted expressions, and it's just so disingenuous a lot of the time. Like,
well, it's made to appeal to 12-year-olds.
It is. It's made for children and idiots. And I tell you what, if our society completely ignored the wishes of children and idiots, it would be so much better. Imagine how much better the media would be as well. So, just to show you roughly what it is.
What the fuck? Oh no!
Oh, please turn.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry about the loud screaming. I forgot about that. But yeah, he's just sort of freaking out at the fact that there's a dancing robot. Wow.
If I saw that in public, if I was in China, I'd probably go to the edge of the crowd and be like, oh, that's interesting.
Like you can tell he's poorly acting. But yes.
I know what he reminds me of. The Fifth Element. There was a character in The Fifth Element.
Oh, the
who's
really
basically
annoying
him.
one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're on about.
And
Do you think maybe he watched that as a child and decided to base his entire life personality on it?
He was that actor who showed up in the 90s and was really annoying in everything that he was in.
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino had Samuel L. Jackson kill him in Jackie Brown as well. It was the best role he ever did.
He also took a ride in a flying car, and here you get some very clear, silly reactions that are obviously put on for the children, but all of this sort of thing. You look at the crowds around there. Obviously, this is something that has been designed to make the Chinese look good, and of course, this all goes on at the back of a US-Chinese trade war, and of course, there was also the fact that TikTok was going to be banned, and then loads of people on TikTok went to Red Note, and there was the China-US cultural exchange. And so what seems to be happening is there's a deliberate attempt by the CCP to make people very sympathetic to the Chinese, which, you know, I have nothing against the Chinese people. I just don't like their government, right?
I mean, this is... I mean, look at the camera angles. Look at what he's been given the opportunity to do. He's got his police escort. This is propaganda being sold to 12-year-olds on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like, look at China. They're just like us. It's exactly the same. We're all good friends, so don't put tariffs
I
on
kind of want to see an RPG trail just smoking out.
Alas.
Yes.
And there was also him in an amphibious car, and I've got to admit, the amphibious car did look quite cool.
So the common theme here is, look, we Chinese have got loads of tech.
Yes.
And it's very impressive to gesticulating black men.
Exactly.
Right.
And once you've seen one video of it, you've seen them all. It's like, look at this thing, it's really cool. Wow, oh, facial expressions. Yes.
See, this is the kind of thing that I like to see the Top Gear crew do, because they're entertaining and funny and have a good personalities. Not this guy.
Yeah. Here's how you be entertaining. Be yourself and don't be inauthentic. That's my life advice for you. And there was a sort of wholesome one where he listens to people play instruments, and there's a very good... I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a koto or something like that, doesn't it? But I think he was genuinely impressed, and it was genuinely impressive.
That's so cool.
That actually seems like an authentic reaction.
Yeah. And also, it is very impressive.
What the?
But anyway, we have a podcast to get on with. Sorry to disenchant you there, Dan. But that sort of
Dan's
thing is
wondering how
wholesome
much
enough.
she costs now.
Well, I mean, it does look like a sort of 17th century brothel setup, doesn't it?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I kind of know what you mean.
I don't know. I never went to China in the 17th century, so I just assumed that's what it
Oh,
would
you
look
really
like.
missed out.
I don't know who's gone into my notes, but there's a whole page missing. Okay, there we go. I've
There you
sorted it. So yes, that seemed genuine. Fair enough. She does deserve some respect for that crazy playing, because Harry and I think, can recognise as the guitar players.
That's very impressive.
That's some skills right there.
Yeah.
And he also met the Chinese Trump.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
Chinese Trump.
Pleasure to have you come to Chongqing, because Chongqing is an international city. You know, we're gonna have fun here. So I don't because my English is not that good actually, but you know, I'm just stating the facts that I know about Chongqing, because I was born and raised in Chongqing.
That's actually
Okay,
that's
I
very
like
great
that guy.
reaction. Yeah.
I want to see more of that guy.
You can find his stuff online.
Oh, I'm going to follow him.
So the point being here that the authentic stuff that is actually cool about China isn't so much the we have technology. The authentic stuff is that there are people there that have interesting things to do. And of course, it speaks of we are the CCP, China is very advanced, we are number one for technology. Whereas I think actually, if you wanted to sell China to Westerners, they're doing it the wrong way. But that's just me. But he's been very well received in China. He's had a mural made of him. I've seen murals like this in Britain as well.
Even in the mural, he looks angry.
And they've also turned him into a sort of weird Pixar-like character.
Imagine your luck if you live opposite these murals, and that's what you get every time you open the curtains.
Yeah.
Well, there's one in Swindon that's not far from where I live, and it's just a
Right.
giant 30-foot black woman. I was just like, that. Nothing summarises Swindon quite like that, does it? It's black women built this
They built Europe.
city. Yeah, that's right.
Have you seen that video of the protesters in York, where the black guy goes up and he's like, "We built this country, we built this city." Yeah, I'm sure you built York.
Jorvik, the
Yeah, the Viking settlement.
we was Vikings, man.
I'm not sure that's accurate, to be honest.
I'm gonna have to check a history
He's
book,
been
but
playing
I've got
Assassin's
questions.
Creed games again.
I mean, they had their own king in the year 800. I just don't think it's true.
That's
History books are lying to you, Dan.
That's
Yeah.
very.
He also had his face projected on a Ferris wheel here. And he's also...
That'd be horrifying.
It would be.
Just look up at his face.
And the Chinese government praised him personally for promoting positive US-Chinese relations. Just in case you doubted it. You know, Yes, of course.
Him along with John China, social credit score, very, very
Number one.
good.
And yes, even the Chinese embassy in the US did a post about it, saying he's kicked off his journey in China that has already garnered massive global attention, which indicates a broader trend of digital influencers bridging cultural gaps and creating alternative channels for foreign audiences to understand a vibrant China. Obviously, it's all a PR campaign, isn't it? Of course it is.
Right, when do we get onto the clips of people trolling him?
In a minute.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You'll get to
I'm
the
getting
forbidden fruit soon enough.
impatient.
As China Uncensored points out, he's basically releasing CCP propaganda to 37 million subscribers on YouTube. And yes, the live streams are getting about 5 million views. So he is unintentionally helping support the Chinese government. Now, it's time for Harry's favourite. Here we go. He got a gift from a member of the public here.
terrible.
I'm going to turn it down a bit.
Chill. Air Jordan 1 Columbus, Travis Scott, you should take it. Bro,
Did he call him Travis Scott?
Wait, what? No, get it. Right
He's
here.
a completely different person.
Open that shit. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Fuck is this?
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Wait, guys.
You're gonna love it. Woo, 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 woo. Come here, motherfucker. Do love you. You dress?
Thing is, with these clips that I've seen, funny as they are, I wonder if these are staged as well. Just to
They
get,
might well be.
just to get eyes on his live streams.
So there have been some funny instances. So it's worth mentioning what you think you're hearing is actually a Chinese word. And if you're a YouTube censor, we're not playing that word. It is a Chinese word. And actually, if you take this video down or punish us, you're the racist. But with that out of the way,
那个是不是太远了？那个啥，那个，他们那个馆是多远的一个馆啊？是望京那边的吗？就那个我上次去的那个。
It means that, does it?
it does.
Right.
And this word comes up quite a lot. And there are lots of interesting interactions here with this. Here we go.
那个有特点的美食，然后给他
就是那个穿那个花棉袄。
是的。哦，我看见那个人了，
对，
我刚才看见他了。 刚刚来我们演播厅了，刚刚来我们演播厅，
还以为他是咱们的那个没上台的那个人呢啊，真不错。来，
To be fair, I imagine if you were in a foreign country and loads of people started speaking in a language you don't understand, and it sounds like they're talking about you
Yes.
right in front of you. Although I wouldn't be surprised if these were staged.
I'd be shocked if the slurs were the same in all of the languages.
They're universal, Harry.
I'm sorry.
The slurs are the friends we made along.
It's,
What?
the,
No.
it's the true global language.
And within the first 5 minutes of him being in China, I think,
we really in China right now.
he gets...
Ni hao.
This guy's a big fan of him.
What's my name?
Hang on.
You actually know me.
Could
I
you
can't hear
turn it
that.
up a little bit, Samson? I can hardly hear it. Thank you.
All right, bet. Make a joke for me real quick, bro. Make a joke. That wasn't a joke. You said nigga.
I'm sorry, I'm too nervous.
And the community note points out is that's a word often used as an interjection to express thoughtful absorption and hesitation, doubt, or perplexity. It's basically a filler word, pretty similar to or well.
Makes sense.
That's their filler word?
I know.
Wow. Okay.
Dan's going to start learning Chinese right now.
But I like how he says tell a joke, and then he just goes and drops the N word. It made us laugh.
I mean, it was a good start. I mean,
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, that's like somebody just walking up to you and saying, make me laugh. You probably would go,
yeah.
So he's probably just saying,
No, I would
in
do
his
exactly
native
the same as
language.
that
It'd work. It'd work, to be fair.
And in fact, there was an entire crowd chanting the word. And I think he's doing that all. He's leaning into it, isn't he?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows what he's up to.
I think the crowd knows what they're up to as well there.
And then
Well, at least they all didn't stop chirping or something.
this one,
Start throwing cornstarch.
this one.
You said what?
Less innocent.
You're racist?
Yes, I hate niggas. I'm a nigger killer. I'm so sorry about that. But what?
I'm so sorry about that.
Please, white people. I love her.
Bit of a strange interaction.
What? I'm very confused. Why?
Let's not dwell on
I'm
it.
not entirely sure what happened there.
Neither
Let's
am I.
not dwell on that one.
I don't think she was sure what she was doing either.
Now moving to an entirely unrelated country, Japan. And this is a streamer called Mizkif. I don't know who the hell he is. But basically, he started doing pull-ups on the Japanese cherry tree.
It doesn't seem like a good idea, that.
No. And then lots of people got upset because he's being an idiot. And it's like a symbol of Japan, isn't it? And it's very beautiful, and he's spoiling it by being a moron. And there were lots of people complaining about it, saying, broke my heart to see someone doing this. And then they eventually removed the video the next day because it got backlash. And then he posted a big old apology about it, and he's like, sorry, I didn't understand the significance of it. I just thought it was a tree. I took it down as soon as I found out. I'm sorry.
That seems right.
Again,
Well,
people do this kind of stuff on purpose, and I always go back to Logan Paul. Really seems to have started the trend of these streamers going to Japan in particular, doing IRL streams and being purposefully disrespectful to the local culture and customs,
I'm not
so
sure if
that
I've
you can
got
get
it.
video, so you can get clicks.
I don't have the video of it, but there is a video of him, which is online, of him standing on a street corner after this happened saying, oh, it's okay to be loud in public in Japan because Japanese people are basically NPCs. They don't matter. And he says when the next GTA comes out, they'll be even more like NPCs, he says. Which is just blanketly disrespectful, isn't it? It's saying that they don't have any agency, which just seems like he's taken the cherry tree thing quite spitefully, to my mind. But yes, it's being disrespectful. There's no need for it. And then another idiot decided to find the same tree and then climb it again for internet clout, because of course he did. Some beanie-wearing dweeb.
Just start deporting all of these people, because they're obviously doing it on purpose as an insult.
Yeah, and then this same guy says that Japan would be more fun if Japanese people weren't such wusses, I suppose I can translate that to. And he's basically complaining about the fact that they care about their culture, and if you do things that are disrespectful, then...
You don't want to go back to the days when the Japanese weren't wusses.
Yeah, there's also...
You don't want to deal with that.
But also, them caring about their culture and not wanting it to be disrespected is more important than you doing whatever you want. I'm sorry, but it's such a selfish mindset. And then, I'm going previous instead of forward. Then there's a video here where live streamers are told to stop filming in McDonald's, and they're just like, I'm not going to do that. They're going to have to come over and make me. And it's a black woman saying this. Just that's why I've got it muted.
Basic manners is all you need to avoid situations like this.
So this same woman, as far as I'm aware, also was staying in an Airbnb. Let's just watch this. I don't want to even have to explain it. She clearly doesn't like using the toilet.
Show me the pee. I don't believe you. Nah, that's some hood shit, bro. What's wrong with you? Where? Bro, what?
Oh my God.
Nah, I can't take you nowhere.
What?
That's fucked up, Zena.
You poured beer on my head.
Yeah, but this is not our house. We have to respect the house.
So let's just pour water.
I like how he's the one saying, yeah, we've got to be respectful here. They're staying in an Airbnb at someone else's house. She doesn't understand the toilet or whatever, and so is peeing outside like a dog.
I thought Japan has famously excellent toilets.
I know, yeah. Apparently.
Maybe they're just too complicated.
Maybe.
To sit on a toilet?
No, because I think the Japanese toilets, they've got like... it's a bit like
bidets, aren't they? Yeah.
It's a bit like a 747. They've got lots of buttons on them.
But it seems to be a theme about urinating in places where you shouldn't in Japan for Westerners. Well, Westerners in quotation marks. Because here's a live streamer who couldn't find a toilet, just goes into a random hotel and just pees in a hallway because he couldn't find a toilet in there. I'm not going to show you it because it's like 1 minute and 47 of someone saying, I need to pee, I need to pee. which isn't interesting. But yep, they go in there, they pee in a hotel lobby, and then there's, I don't know why this was a live stream, 2 sweaty, what looks like Middle Eastern men with English accents, so foreigners that have moved to England. They're staying in some pokey hotel, and he can't be bothered to get up and go to the ensuite bathroom, so he just pees on the floor in the hotel room that they're then going to sleep in.
Just deport these people.
I'm not gonna.
It's
off camera.
Deport him. Deport them. Deport that woman.
And then some streamers were in a bar, and apparently they sexually harassed a bar girl, and then one of the locals chased them down and attacked them, basically. And they didn't even know what they'd done wrong, and they're like, "What are you doing? Why are you attacking us?" And they ran away. But it's just because they're being disrespectful, isn't it? That's why this is happening.
I mean, any culture, if you get caught sexually harassing random women, expect to have maybe a man or two come up and try and stop you.
Exactly, yeah.
I travel quite a lot, and I never get attacked because I'm never disrespectful. So it's
this wonderful trick where if you go to another person's culture and you act better than you would at home, they don't mind you being there.
Yes.
It's funny, that, isn't it? And here's a streamer. This is Justice. He was basically messing around in a nightclub being an idiot. And here he is. Turn it down.
It's annoying the security guards.
This is just a cure for all of this stuff. Just watching them get hurt. That's good, because they're idiots most of the time. They deserve it. And
yeah, they like to see how far they can push the F around before they find out.
And then here's a sort of discount Johnny Somali who just goes to a shop, like a corner shop, I suppose, and just starts being rude to people because they can't understand him speaking English. And he's basically saying, "Look at how fat you are," blah, 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 stuff like that. And they can't find out. He's just being rude. That he's just going up to random people and touching them, which is, I don't know how to put it.
You wouldn't want that, would you?
It's more than rude. It's getting on the verge of being a little bit, I suppose, aggressive.
Yeah.
Bit imposing. Imagine being in Japan and then out of the darkness, this guy turns up and starts touching you and shouting at you in a foreign language.
I noticed he's doing it to a small woman and not a large man.
It's funny that, isn't it? Yeah. And then the same guy was in a Japanese public toilet and he's just throwing rubbish around on the floor and he's filming in the toilet, and then eventually a Japanese man comes in.
Is that not against the law to film in a public toilet?
Probably. Yeah. But he starts filming when there's a Japanese man in there just minding his own business going to the toilet. I'm not going to show you because I'm not going to make the problem worse. And then the same guy was just in a shop saying, well, I'm not going to play it, but as they're trying to sort out him buying stuff and trying to be helpful, he's talking about the size of his own genitalia, as is often the case of American urban scholars. They like to big themselves up. But the point being here, that why has this got worse? Who's watching this stuff? Why are people allowing it? It makes everyone outside of Asia, to the Chinese and Japanese, think we're all like these animals that go around weeing on the floor, shouting, grabbing random people. It doesn't benefit us whatsoever. Certainly doesn't benefit the people they're, visiting. And all they're doing is they're making a fool out of themselves and everyone around them for internet clout. And this sort of stuff needs to end because it's just socially irresponsible.
I never thought I'd say this, but I feel of all the streamers that you've shown me on this segment, iShowSpeed was the best behaved.
He was, actually.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't being actively disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, that's a remarkable thing that I never thought I'd say, but...
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.